Yeah, I don't even know like what this deck is. This is pretty wild. How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another OCG meta report. We have the release of the quarter century box that includes new support for Orcust, P.U.N.K, and of course Dragonmaid. And we're gonna cover a lot of these deck lists, but also Suship decks, Dark Magician decks, and a lot of other spicy stuff that you really will not see in any other YouTube channel. Before we begin, make sure to like the video. Just click the like button below this video. It really helps more than you think. And this has been a really awesome fan favorite wave of support, like Orcust, P.U.N.K. Who doesn't like those archetypes? And now we finally have deck lists because it's actually out. So of course, Girsu is incredible. Harp just got released to 3 here. They know what they're doing. They're preparing for this to come eventually to us as well. And of course, 3 Nightmare. We got the Wand, we got the World Crown. Pretty basic, pure Orcust. Of course, Dominus Impulse in this deck is great because you are essentially locked into dark monsters for most of your plays. And of course, some World Legacy cards to support that. We got the Blackout Laughs. And this is actually a starter now. You can actually send Orcust Crescendo to the graveyard to start extending your combo, which is awesome in this deck because this deck has a new Link 1 monster. Besides having another Link 4, which is great, that can take control, and it's a pretty awesome and strong card. And Summon Sorceress, which can actually also extend your plays by summoning a machine monster to the opponent's field and then extending your combo through that. But the Link 1 is just incredible. A Link 1 requiring 1 Orcust and 1 World Legacy monster, or a World Legacy monster, is just incredible. You can activate by sending this card, or sending 1 card rather from the hand or field to the graveyard, and add a World Legacy monster or an Orcust Babel from the deck, which is extremely strong. And then if it's in your graveyard, you can banish an Orcust monster to return this monster to the field. And it doesn't banish itself when it leaves. It's actually a pretty incredible card. Moving on to an archetype that is, of course, it saw actually a lot of success back in the adventure token days, but now it's getting a new starter and a new negate Xyz monster, and it's actually like the purest of purest builds. And I think that especially the field spell of this deck, once you get to resolve it, and I believe it's like drawing 2 or 3 cards in the combo every time you pay life points to activate the effect of a psychic monster, which this archetype is exactly what it does. You pay life points to activate effects, and then you can tutor stuff from the deck and start synchro summoning. But also, because there's a lot of like different levels here, now they've kind of established the fact that you can Xyz summon using this deck. And this is why you have, of course, a lot of synchro monsters here, like Dragite that can give you a spell negate, and the Amazing Dragon that can bounce up to 3 cards, I believe, from the field. Psychic End Punisher, which is, of course, a P.U.N.K, honorary P.U.N.K card. But now you also have some virtue stuff from Rage of the Abyss, because you can just make rank 3s relatively easily. And you have a new card, Jam Fever. So you have, of course, the Rising Scale, which is the new main deck monster that you can banish another P.U.N.K card from hand or grave. So it's similar to like Tearlament's Kashtira, and special summon it. And on special summon, you can pay 600 and take a P.U.N.K monster from the deck, except for a level 8, and then either add it to your hand or special summon it from deck or grave. So pretty incredible if you have like a 2-card combo. And the new Jam Fever rank 8, which is very easy to make. Of course, you can pay 600, detach an Xyz material, and draw 1 card, which means that you can trigger the field spell and draw an additional card, which is just bonkers. And when you have a psychic level 3 monster in your grave, you can use this to detach an Xyz material and negate a monster effect and destroy it, which is really strong. And this is the third part of the box, the quarter century box, Dragonmaid. I think this one is actually going to be, even though Orcust is like really doing well right now in the OCG, it's probably like the top strongest meta deck. Dragonmaids are also really good. You have the new Dragonmaid Stern, that is the dragon form of Chamber Dragonmaid, which is pretty cool. I wonder what they're gonna call it. Probably like a weird name here. But the coolest thing out of all of this is that Sangin Kaiman, yes, the limited 10 pi card, can search any fire dragon, and it can just search for Kitchen Dragonmaid, which can start your combo. So playing 10 pies in this deck is actually pretty cool. You have 3, 3, 2, 1, and then you have one of each dragon, and then one of each 10 pie dragon, which is just incredibly strong. You got 2 tiding, or you got some, hand traps, of course, and this deck can really nicely play a combination of fusions, synchros, and link monsters. So the new dragon form of Chamber can discard itself to special summon a Dragonmaid monster from graveyard or banishment, which is already pretty good. And of course, it has the tag out effect that during the battle phase, it can return to hand to special summon a level 4 or lower Dragonmaid from hand. And it also protects your Dragonmaid fusions. And the new fusion is actually pretty strong because when it's special summoned, it can special summon a Dragonmaid monster level 4/1 from deck, which is level 4 or lower, which is basically any main deck non-dragon form Dragonmaid. And during the opponent's standby phase, you can return from the field or banishment a monster to the deck as fusion material and fusion summon another dragon type. And they got a new one in Alliance Inside. It's going to be pretty crazy to run this deck. So these are the 3 new decks. And of course, we have some more cool decks to show you because this is what this series is about. It's not only top meta, it's also the deck list that you're not going to find anywhere else. So if you were looking to play pure raw, this is what it would look like. Honestly, and it's actually pretty crazy. So you have the Horse Engine, you have the raw card, you have the Phoenix mode, the Sphere mode, you have the Guardian Slime here, you have the Ancient Chant, I believe it's called. And then you have, of course, the True Sun God, which was released, I believe, in the Megatins of 21 or 22, which was pretty powerful. And this is cool. You were wondering which deck can activate and play both Dominus cards? This is it. Because once you activate Imseti's effect, which is, of course, a dark monster, right? And you place the gold sarcophagus, the king sarcophagus, onto the field, you don't really need to activate any more effects. So you're only playing Divine, which is just incredible, in my opinion. Of course, Numeron Dragon, FTKs, yada, yada, yada. People love to see that. But I think this is like super creative and awesome to see. I'm going to let you judge because most of the cards here I don't even know. So it's Fairy Super Heavy, Azamina Engine, Snake Eye, Draco Slayer's Psychic, Infernoid deck with Fengli. Yeah, I don't even know like what this deck is. This is pretty wild. I'm gonna let you be the judge and figure out the strategy. I believe this is Fortune Lady White Forest, which is interesting. Obviously, this is not an official OCG list just because they're playing Maxia 3 or it's a little bit older. But again, that's pretty awesome to see. Now, going back into a little bit more of a meta contender, this is what Pure Dragons looks like with Dragonmaid. So Dragonmaid is obviously not only like a pure engine. Dragonmaids, specifically Chamber, was already played in Dragon Link for a while because you can obviously turn it into a Link monster. You get Dragonmaid Tiding, which is a strong card. And of course, you have the Dragoonity engine, rockets. Everything kind of works really, really well together. And it just makes sense. I think maybe playing Kitchen and Sangin Kaiman here would have been also fine, I think. But again, this deck is really good. And as I mentioned before, in the newest set that is not even announced in the TCG yet, Alliance Inside, there is a new fusion monster support for Dragonmaids, which is going to be really cool. I really wanted to understand this. Suship Mathmech with Spirit of the Flames. You got Magical Mallet here. You got, of course, Painful Decision, which is definitely a Suship card, like if nothing else. It is extremely Suship. And this is pretty cool. And they actually got a new Sushi Pendulum monster, I believe in Supreme Darkness. So, just a level 4 fire extender. That is it. I really wonder if you guys know in the comments below why they play this. That would be really cool. This is a good example. We made a video about Dark Magicians in the channel already. We made a cooking video for this, but now this is a little bit out of date probably, just because the Bellstar limitation, or maybe this isn't a TCG list that snuck up in here. But you know, we always love to see Dark Magician. We got some fluffles with the Dragoon package here. This, I believe, is really important to see, actually. And we're going to wrap up the video with this one. This is pure Primite Psyframes. Yes, this is pretty wild. I don't know how much value you actually get from summoning the driver. This is, of course, the Light Fiend monster that you can just access it to get into your, of course, the Fiendsmith engine. But I think this is pretty spicy because, honestly, the Psyframe cards are broken. If you manage to get Lambda on the board and you have these in hand, you just get extra negates, and the field spell is so strong too. So, I don't know. This has legs. I like this one. This is Primite Psyframe. Let me know what you guys think about all of these decks. Which one really stood out to you? I love that we're doing this. We're going to be doing this every single week. So if you're not already subscribed and have the notifications on for the channel, please do. Make sure to like the video. Click the like button right now. I'm watching you. Right now. Yeah, click it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.